This first video is going to be an introduction to how to understand the framework to look at conscious evolution, the conscious upgrading of the species, and upgrading of our experience and finding the joy of being gamified in a way. And it is broken down by dimensions, if you want to look at it like that, because I'm using this really to outline a scientific, artistic, creative, spiritual approach to empowerment and self-realization, and really helping you discover your zone of genius, find new solutions to the pains that you're experiencing, and ultimately get you to see the truth of who you really are as a limitless being. So the imagination technology really is my approach for allowing you to understand the spirit, mind, body connection. What I pride myself on is being able to explain and synthesize a lot of complexity in order to make it more simple. And so when we look at imagination technology as this bi-directional communication link, an energetic flow, we can start to understand how to see from new angles and transcend some of the self-conscious restrictions that were imposed and conditioned into our species over the many centuries. And so the way that you understand this by dimension in simplification, the body is 3D, the mind is 4D, and the spirit is 5D. I don't want to get too in-depth on any of them right now because they're each their own thing, and we'll have each day you'll get a new part of the stages, of the 5 stages, as lessons. And within each of these I have developed theories that help you get to the essence of what it is, what is your relationship to it, what are the mechanisms to it, and how to understand your freedom. And so the body I call, the day 1 theory. And in this theory I extrapolate how to creatively, with your imagination, use the day 1 theory in order to lessen the amount of time that you are carrying. The burdens, the stresses, the anxieties, all of that is in time, past, present, and future. And when you can understand that how you are carrying time in a self-conscious mode is actually inefficient, and how can we streamline, how can we make it more efficient, that's when you start to entertain how much time you're carrying and how are you carrying it, the density of that energy. And from there, we move up to 4D, which I have a theory for called the blank slate theory. And with the blank slate theory, I am helping you understand that this line right here between 3D and 4D is actually the line between reality and make-believe. And that we are so conditioned as a human mind to blur these two things into one experience, into a conglomerated experience. But with the blank slate theory, I start to entertain to you, what if you start to unmix some of that stuff? What if you actually start to discern the differences between the five senses and thoughts? And where they're all related, where they're mixed, where they're different, and ultimately to get to a clarity about what is actually going on within your mind that causes you to feel stuck and bored, or all those things that are just nuisances to you, non-preferential emotions. You can start to look at these emotions from new ways by understanding that the synthesis of what the spiritual teachings have talked about the mind being, and ultimately getting you to the essence of what it really is. And then from there, we go up to the quantum self theory. And this is where we start to really feel this exponential imagination. And through this theory, you will start to understand even further where that line of reality and make-believe is, but also where the wall is that you've constructed that separates you from your power. The barriers to your magic, the barriers to the unknown, the barriers to the greater mystery, but ultimately to your potential. This is what is separating you from living your potential. It is the walls that were constructed after childhood that told you you had to grow up and leave all that make-believe shit behind. And so this all together over the 5 days encompasses what I call the unphilosophy. Because when you really entertain my work and you test these theories that I pose, what I'm doing is not adding a philosophy. I'm not giving you information to pile on like another book or seminar or something where you're just gathering information. That's not what this is. This is an unphilosophy. I'm teaching you how to clear everything away so that you can really understand the essence of who you really are and your empowerment, your power, your superpowers. And it's not me telling you how to believe, it's you finding what is the best for you and what makes you feel better and better and better. So, comment below. I'd love to know thoughts, insights, realizations, curiosities. Put them all down there. And tomorrow you'll get the first theory, the day one theory, and you'll get to read about it and start to put that into action into your life. So enjoy. I'll see you again tomorrow.